Hey, welcome. I'm John, a technical controls assessor and cybersecurity engineer. I want to help you be a better hacker. This video is going to show you how to be a better hacker. What are we going to do? We have to understand a couple things about what we're trying to do for the business. So, how do we integrate NIST? These things. We want to be able to make our teams do these things. But we have to be able to assign that to a control group. Controls are what your organization does with their systems to reduce the likelihood of exploit or compromise, in systems process, data, privacy, any of those things that they're trying to secure because they want to keep their business secure. So a control group is going to consist of all of these components that we're going to need to know. Now, you're going to need to understand control short numbers. For example, we're going to look at AC16, and because we're building a system, systems are built of components. Many systems have multiple components, and sometimes those components have dependencies. So AC16 has two secondary dependencies that we have to consider, SC13 and SC12. Pause this and see if you could think about what AC and SC are. We need to be able to describe the control, share files and evidence, status, priority. We need to have our project timelines. We need to know who exceptions are processed for, the RACI chart for those exceptions, and then we want to tune our sensor grids. So we're going to close control group and we're going to move on to specialty areas. Remember, your organization is going to define things with objectives, scopes, and boundaries. So how do we write a specialty area description? We open it up and we have a work role description, a work role ID, and that can help us assess our knowledge, skills, and abilities required for the project that we're working on. So what is the knowledge, skills, and abilities? It looks kind of like this, right? If you have knowledge of something other than that's not on here, doesn't mean that you can't continue doing this, right? These are just things that you should know about. We're going to learn how to define our skills, abilities, and make concrete tasks that are actionable, that are clear, that are concise, that are smart. So we're going to come in and we're going to minimize this, and we're going to think about all of the different people we might need on our teams for cybersecurity. From operate and maintain, right? Taking care of data administration, systems analysis, to oversee and govern, people doing legal advocacy, cybersecurity management, strategic planning and policy. But we also have analyze, collect, and investigate. What's our investigators do? They do digital forensics. They do collection operations. So we're going to close our specialty areas and we're going to transition to consequence-driven, cyber-informed engineering. What does that look like? We need to have 3 phases. We need to understand how we're controlling the information in our organization and define what those phases look like. So phase 1, we're going to define events, cyber events, and scoring. Phase 2, we move into information gathering, system diagrams, interviews, manuals. Phase 3, we're going to define those boundary conditions for our technical teams so we know that they're not going to tank production or create other problems inside of our environment. Really important that we have all of this other work done before we start phase 3. And phase 3, we're going to talk about our technical approach, target details, system targeting profile, critical needs, attack scenarios, payload, and the high consequence event. What is the thing that if somebody could exploit would bring the business to a halt? So we're going to close those things, and that's going to let us start our cloud security review. How does cloud security review work? We open it up, and we have to define our cloud providers. Right? We've got our stages 1 through 9. We're going to define our workloads, stages 1 through 8, and we're going to define our code. We're going to understand the code structure, continuous improvement and deployment, and how the platform is secure. And after we have all of those components, we're going to move in to finding, fixing, finishing, exploiting, analyzing, and disseminating our technical report. I hope you found this useful. Let me know what you want to see next. Thanks.